everybody, and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, and I'm a D&D sex icon. I'm back today with yet another episode of Call of Cthulhu Doors to Darkness. Our party are dealing with Nazis, and so somebody is probably going to punch Nazis today. I'm looking forward to that. Let's go around the cast and crew. Let's figure out who we are and who we're playing today. And let's start below me, as always, with Mr. Redundant UK. Tom, how's it going, my friend?
Not too bad at all. I am Redundant UK, and I'm going to be playing Sloan, a mystic who has died multiple times this season, but he's still alive, apparently. I think we're on Sloan version 5.2.1b or something like that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this episode, seeing we're in a giant spooky castle, and we'll see if we can Scooby-Doo this episode up.
Absolutely. Let's do it. We also have Greg, Grimjack21502, back for us tonight. Greg, how's it going?
It's going really well, man. I'm trying to not violently belch as I just swallowed something that went down wrong, but I'm here. I'm here as Father Carmine. I'm here to play some Doors to Darkness. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. If you're thinking about donating, go back to last week. Just do it. See you in a bit.
Amazing. We also have Lindy with us tonight. Lindy, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing super duper spiffy. I'm excited as always for Call of Cthulhu, Doors to Darkness. I am ready as always to play Mildred Crabapple, everybody's grandma. At least she wants to be everybody's grandma. An occultist knitter. She knits her spells. Nothing bad ever happens. Everything's sunshine and daisies. We're in like a Candyland castle right now. That's totally not in Nazi Germany. And everything's great. Everything's fine. It's good.
Great stuff. We also have Don back with us tonight. Don, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm here and ready to play my favorite competitive esport, Call of Cthulhu.
Yes.
I'll be playing Luis Delgado today. He's the wealthy Coca-Cola baron, and he's still alive somehow. Probably doesn't deserve to be, but he's still in the game, and I'm giving him like the underdog shot to win the whole thing.
Amazing. Well, we also have, last but not least, Jonathan Pruitt back with us tonight. Pruitt, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing a lot better than the character I'll be playing, which is Seth Pimhollow. And if this was an esport, and it was, I would say that whoever runs out of sanity first wins. And I think Seth is going to take the gold today. So we'll see how much longer he lasts, but he is teetering on a knife's edge. But he hates knives because he's a coward. So let's see how much longer he lasts.
Great stuff. Well, my friends, before we dive into today's game, I'll remind you guys of a couple of things. First of which is that we're sponsored here today by Fantasy Grounds. Go to fantasygrounds.com and check out their virtual tabletop of choice. You can start your demo version for free, or their first licenses begin at just $4. So definitely go and check those guys out to play Call of Cthulhu and all of the other games that we play here on Encounter Roleplay. Also, whalingames.co.uk is a go-to destination for all of your miniature needs, as well as all of your RPG and D&D books as well, which they sell at up to 20% off the retail value. So definitely go over there and check out those guys. You can, of course, interact with today's show. If you haven't followed yet, hit the follow button and join us. Here is a tweet. We are just one retweet away from a viewer decision, as you guys are very keen to make madness happen in today's game, clearly. And last but not least, you can donate to affect the game as well by giving players Nat 1s, Nat 20s, Wild Magic Surges, and worse. Pagazal has already donated to give everyone an extra Nat 1, just to make things fun, just to spice things up today. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's 20 retweets. We'll get a viewer decision here in just a few minutes' time. All right, but what happened last week on the show? In a very eventful episode of The Doors to Darkness, the party busted through in their essentially alternate timeline, which they have gone back for their second chance. Thank you, Dave, for that. That 22 everyone as well. But in this timeline, they have Eric from Caligula tied up downstairs, and upstairs was Sloan. They bursted through into the room, but only to find an actual cannibal version of Shia LaBeouf in the room, and he had lasers for eyes as well. He, in a desperate fight with the party, ended up murdering Travis, and the rest of the party escaped into a painting that was in the room, which Lieutenant Martin Poole had just previously fled into. Now, heading into this painting, Lewis and Seth, first of all, headed down the road together towards a large castle, which turned out it was Castle Berger. They had previously met a Dr. Berger at an asylum and began to piece these pieces of the puzzle together as he was a member of the Symphony Caligula. Certainly a bad guy. Along the road lay murdered an old man. Essentially, Lewis turned a shotgun on him as he turned away and blasted him in the back. He was probably an innocent guy, as far as we know thus far. Nonetheless, they headed onwards and managed to get inside the castle, where they met with one Eckhart, who introduced them to the room filled with Nazis. This castle was a high dining event where a lot of high-profile Nazis were meeting together to discuss various different matters, which would soon become clear. Father Carmine, Mildred, and Sloane snuck around the outside of the castle, entering into a little kind of crawl space and entering into a library via that. Seth was, and therefore Lewis as well, were propositioned by this Urquhart, who introduced them to members in this circle, such as Joseph Goebbels. There was a organization being formed today. This was essentially a big opportunity. If they had $1 million to invest and a bit of blood, they too could become a part of the symphony, which was apparently being formed today, with Lieutenant Martin Poole and Dr. Berger at its head. There is definitely some janky time bullshit going on, because not only did the party get a second chance when they used the Necronomicon, so did our good friend Lieutenant Martin Poole, and he has gathered all of the Nazis here in order for them to have a second pop at their Reich, essentially. And this time they're going to do it with extra bonus tentacles. So Seth and Lewis have, at the moment, seemingly agreed to become a part of the symphony with Eckhart, which, of course, will only work out well. So we're going to pick up there. You guys are in the library. You're, I believe, just in time for your meeting with Dr. Berger and Lieutenant Martin Poole. And Urquhart is in the library with you, and he says, that must be time for your meeting. Would you like to accompany me?
Oh, good. Yes, we've been waiting long enough.
Right. And he will lead you out of this library and through this sort of elegant dinner party which is taking place, and upwards along a flight of stairs. Now, at the same time, Father Carmine, Mildred, and Sloane, from the doorway, you will watch as Seth and Lewis disappear with this Eckhart out of the library. Do you guys want to be doing anything at that point?
Well, shit. I don't think we should follow them into a room full of Nazis is a good idea, considering we're all out of magic points. I'm fresh out of magic for at least another hour.
Why don't we all just take it easy, put our feet up, and concentrate on regaining our devilish wit and magic?
Maybe there's another way upstairs rather than through the main corridor. We are in an interesting...
Is this house lit by electricity? Or is this castle lit?
You haven't seen any electricity yet, but you did enter in through like the cellar, essentially.
So the
you've seen a lot of
library
lights
didn't
on.
have...
The library itself is lit by little lanterns which are around. You're not sure if that's just like an aesthetic thing because it's a creepy old castle. They look very old, so they've probably been there for a long time.
Okay. And they've all left the library, right?
They have just now left the library and entered into like the main dinner party.
Well, we didn't get a chance last time. We were able to go into the library, see what they were basically had open and were working on. We didn't get a chance to actually look through the library, correct? We didn't like check for secret doors or anything like that, or we only saw the one exit, correct?
Correct. You've only seen a one exit, and you haven't really, searched for a hidden exits particularly.
Well, we could do that. We could check and see if there's some type of concealed entrance or passage of some type. I try to get my earpiece back in.
Oh, okay. What do my old eyes see?
Yeah, let's have a look and see what I find.
Okay. Have a look around. You're going with some spot hiddens.
Sparkle.
Nope. I
Oh,
dropped
mine's
my
up.
glasses.
I'm too preoccupied looking
That
at
was-
the books.
Oh, wait.
I got a 61 out of
check it
55, so I
for me.
failed as well.
There we
Nice.
go.
Did everybody fail?
Yeah.
We saw.
Oh, shit. I'm going to spend 6 luck so we can succeed, Will, and maybe progress the story a bit.
It's all good. There is clearly the one exit out of here, so you guys wouldn't be trapped either way. But yeah, you take a look around, specifically looking for like hidden entrances and exits and the like. You come to one of these bookcases, which is flush against the wall, and it looks as you look, just towards the side of it, that there is no layer of dust on that wall, which would suggest that it had moved. And the kind of like gas lantern, which is on it, in a truly Indiana Jones style, can be clunked in order to move that past, you're pretty sure.
My kind of castle.
Should we try it?
I
Yes.
think it's worth trying. Obviously,
Theory.
trying to hide something.
I feel it's better than going through that door.
I don't think we're past this casual hoity-toity Nazi types.
No.
When Mildred and I were by the door, we heard more voices, various voices.
Yes.
It sounds like a
Hum
party of
if
some
you
kind.
will.
It was a hootenanny.
A shindig.
A German hootenanny.
It was, yes, perhaps some type of Nazi luau. But we should try this door, if at all possible.
Yes.
Yo, clunk clunk. If everybody's standing with me, I don't want to be the only
No, I'm
clunker.
standing with you. I'm just
Yeah,
knitting.
sure. why not?
Okay.
If a trap's coming out, it may as well take us all out instead of just one.
Yeah. Will can be done with this bridge. Okay, so
Yeah.
clunk clunk. We'll-
You go right ahead. Yeah, you do look a clunk, and you feel as the bookcase on hinges very handily moves itself across to the side. Before you is a open doorway into a room. This room itself has a circular table on it, and it looks to be a lot of papers on it as well. And thank you, Bagazal. And you will also see that this room, it looks to be sort of like a planning room. Looks like there are old sort of cups of coffee on in here, and that's what you guys are seeing right now.
Wow, I think we found the good stuff.
I agree.
Let me start
Well, we should
reading
check
some
the
of these
door.
papers.
We should take turns looking at the papers and watching the door. Is there any other exit out of the room, Will? Any other, does it proceed further into the bowels of the castle?
You have to step inside to really see.
Ooh,
From where you're standing right now, there's no lights on in here. However, Sloan, probably looking for someone at this, you will see that there is a light switch on the side of the room.
Sloan probably wouldn't want to use the light switch for fear of drawing too much attention. So he's probably going to grab one of the lanterns and use that for light to scour all the papers and stuff.
Okay.
is. What would you like me to do, Will? Spot hidden, library?
Yeah, you guys can roll me some spot hiddens.
No library used to read these papers?
No, it's there's no categorizing that you need to do here.
I'm categorizing
nope.
it under something spooky.
89 is a failure for the
Not
company.
they used to be.
Can I please roll under 90 at least once today, please? I mean, 99. You could not get higher than that. That's 100. But you know,
Barely.
Yeah.
I always
I
use
should
my reading
set something on
glasses,
fire.
so I'm ready to read. I'm just not good at spotting things. Because my eyes are so old.
Mildred, is that not a success? It says that it's a hard one. I think you've got the hard one. down.
Yeah, no, my spotting's 25.
25. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
I
so you
have
guys
base
start
skill.
looking through. There is another entranceway in here, and it looks like it leads downwards. Step into the circular room, and you start taking a look around, and there is this kind of stairway leading downwards further into darkness. As you guys look at the papers on the round table, pulling away some of the papers, you can see that this is in fact a map. One of those sort of old school war games maps. It is.
I recognize these from the
yep,
Civil War.
It's of your world, and it has various different troop movements and models to show where various different armies are at this current time. It looks like that hasn't been used in a fairly long time, however. The papers are very clear, however. There are various different headlines around of the Second World War having been finished and Germany having surrendered.
What do they mean,
this is news.
Second World War?
This is, of course, you guys don't know what this means because, you can pretty much fairly quickly assume, I suppose, but having overheard the conversation that Urquhart has said, but yes, you're only familiar with the One Great War. However, looking at the dates of these papers, it is fairly clear that there was a Second World War at some point, and you guys are reading the news that these Nazis have been defeated. Looking further, you'll even see some of the Nuremberg trials, and some of the names that you'd have heard would suggest that these Nazis in that room there should be dead.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Father Carmine, would you join us in this room to see if you can make sense of anything here or see something that I might have missed?
I'll watch the door.
I'll be glad to, my son, but I'll let you know that I rolled an 89 on my spot hidden, so I think we're all not catching what's in this room inside a Nazi castle in the dark.
The main problem being here is you do not have the lights turned on, so you guys are like pouring through the darkness at this stuff.
If you wouldn't mind entering the room and then closing the door behind you, we could...
I will do so, Matthew. Closes the door. Resets it. But before I do that, is there a catch on this side, Will, that looks like it would activate the thing?
Yep, you could do it
I'm
from
not
both
closing
sides.
like a refrigerator door. Okay. Well, shit. I've done their work for them.
That's better.
Yes, he does. He does. So close.
Let's see.
We hide yourself in a fridge to escape the nuclear blast. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
You guys, it's a lot easier to stick. You don't have to roll me spot hidden here. However, as you turn on the lights,
What do we see?
something else becomes clear to you all. As Sloan, you're kind of bent over looking at this table and this map. There is something which is just over him, which appears to be kind of almost hugging him. It has claws. It has the head of a human, disfigured and disformed, but it has the long, wet, scaly body of a fish-like creature and a small prehensile tail at its back as it drools ooze from its mouth as it's just looking at you, Sloane. As the lights flicker on, it goes and attacks.
Oh shit!
Back off.
Yeah, I turn the lights back off.
Yeah, it stops again. It's like,
Yeah.
It can only move in the light.
yeah. All right, so Sloane's gonna get an attack in on you. Luckily for you, it just misses its swipe towards you as the lights flicker on a 62. What would you guys like to do in retaliation? Leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to the other exit.
Yeah, you're gonna run. Okay, cool.
Hello?
So the exit downwards is an open doorway down a flight of steps.
Will, is it safe to say that as Carmine came into the room, Sloane was around the table, you say, and as the thing came up around
Right.
him?
Yeah.
Could Father Carmine grab the table and push it into the creature and try to pin it against the wall?
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, that's what Father Carmine's going to do. What do you need from moi?
Roll me a strength here. Nope.
That's an 82.
It pushes back. It's very strong. And because his eyes catch in the light, Mildred. Mommy! And it's like with renewed vigor pushes back. Mildred, what do you like to do at this point? Sloane runs away. Father Carmine's trying to push this thing against.
Mommy! Mildred would be much more calm in this scenario than I am at dealing with fish things. So, does it look... when it's talking to me, does it look like it wants to eat me? Or is it just...
It's got long talons and a huge maw filled, like an anglerfish maw filled with
but does it...
jagged
It looks
teeth.
like it wanted to eat Sloane. Does it have that same look at me? Like...
It looks... Well, it's very tough to read this creature right now.
I'll make a psychology check to see if I can read it.
Sure.
Just at a glance, you know, I'm rather intimate with these fish things. I know exactly what.
You know everything about these things.
I do.
It wants to be with you and to certainly be closer to you. That may inadvertently cause pain towards you, but you don't
Pain
think it
towards
wants to
me.
like kill you.
Okay, we're like, oh, hello there, dearie. Why don't you just calm down? Everything's gonna be just fine. Mummy's here.
The last
Get
thing
me
that
outta
this
here.
creature appears to be is calm. As as you say this,
Please
your words
calm
have no
down.
effect.
No.
Yeah, your
I'm
words
gonna,
have very
like-
little effect upon the creature, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like trying to just put myself between me. Like they're trying to leave out the other door.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just gonna be
yeah,
like,
this thing is loud as well. When
Hello.
it's like
oh
screaming.
shit.
You're
And
fairly
people
sure
are gonna
this-
know we're here.
The sound is going to carry. All right, so
I'm just gonna I'm gonna interpose myself between like Father Carmine and Sloane, and have I have my knitting needles always, and if it comes towards and it hurts me, I'm gonna stab it.
okay, it's definitely
How
coming
many
towards
spells
you.
left? Okay,
You can roll me an attack roll with your needles as it gets close.
I'm gonna use a nat 20. Will,
Nice.
how much
Sashimi.
damage does a knitting needle do?
Ah, spread to D4. It's
They-
like
they are-
adamantium,
they
that
are-
thing, right?
They are, yeah, like indestructible and made from like adamantium shadow or something. at this point.
Let's say they're like a dagger then. Should I
Okay,
think a
like a
D6?
D4. A D6.
Is it
Cool.
a D4 wrinkle?
Yeah, oh
I
yeah, no,
don't
a
want to say
D6.
wrinkle.
Call it Cthulhu.
Okay,
A 1!
nice. You stab it into the creature. It doesn't appear to
Do anything.
mind too much when you do that. It just continues to scream.
That's me!
As you,
Get out of here!
as you attack it, it gets this kind of betrayed look in its eyes. It has some kind of level of intelligent emotion that when it looks down upon the eagle which is in it, it looks down, looks betrayed, and attacks you, which is a hit on a 64. And you will be taking 2 points of damage. As it just kind of like lashes back out at you with its claws, raking them across your face.
Yep. Okay.
All right, Father Carmine.
He's gonna try to silence this thing. So, what around the room is there to use as a weapon? The table was not cutting it. Is there like a you said there was like battle implements out everywhere, like miniatures?
Sure, there is. Yeah, miniatures. You can attack them with your Warhammer minis. There is,
Right.
that like long wooden sort of like pushy thing for the miniatures.
The pushy thing.
which
That's what I was
could
going to ask. If
probably hit him. Yeah,
as he's
It's
sitting
like-
there and he
it-
looks
it's-
down at some.
it's like a super
I was gonna say, yeah.
overcompensating one. Like it's big.
Right. It's huge, thick, and girthy. He reaches
Yeah.
down and grabs it and looks down and he sees that somebody named Hitler is a 10th level bard, and he picks it up and stabs with it into the thing's throat. Trying to. Do you need a fighting brawl for that? Or
Yeah, fighting brawl. Yeah.
That's a 19, so that will be a hit. What do you want? A D? He gets a plus 3 bonus because he's a big fella. So do you need a
Sure,
like a?
let's throw a D4 on that one. I think.
Okay, and then I'll do the D3. That's 3 plus. Three, so 6 total.
Nice. That's pretty good. The creature clearly dislikes this kind of solid clunking to the face. From outside in the library, you begin to hear sounds of kind of shouts in German. Schnell, schnell, because it's Indiana Jones. And
Not quickly. Slower.
they're clearly coming. The creature is dazed from this assault to its face, though. Mildred, if you would like to join Sloane in running back down there's definitely an opportunity to break away now.
But then Father Carmine would be 1v1ing this, wouldn't he?
Not if he runs as well.
I'm gonna look at him. You're gonna run, right?
He's gonna. His job is to protect the two of you, especially Matthew, whom he feels that he lost. But he's backing towards the area as well, so he'll be
If
kind
you're-
of
okay.
treating.
If you're backing up, then she will back up as well. I'm old and slow. I'm not gonna be able to stab him and back up, am I? I'm just gonna be able to get there.
You can, if you'd like to take like your move action to run down the staircase to where Sloane is headed, you can definitely do so.
Ew. I'll get to the door. She wants to make sure that she's not the first person down. She feels really bad about Travis and her indefinite insanity. She doesn't want to leave anybody behind again. So she's gonna.
Right.
I guess I will stab and then back up.
All right, roll me an attack roll.
Sure, we'll try this one. I actually have 10 points in fighting brawl. Yeah, if only the 6 and the 10 were swapped, I miss.
Yeah, you
Then I back up.
kind of swipe at it and start to move away.
Back it
all
up,
right.
back it up.
This thing's gonna get one more chance to swipe at Father Carmine, and will do so, dealing 6 max points,
Ooh.
6 points of damage towards you, Father Carmine, as it's kind of why? And it's clearly reeling from the assaults. the voices are getting closer. Meanwhile, downstairs, Sloan, you are running down the staircase, and you have come to a set of doors. A door on the left and a door on the right.
I would like to look off on the ground to see if there are any like scuff marks to show which door's been open.
Sure, roll me spot hidden.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to spend 8 luck to make that succeed.
Cool. I love that that's Sloan's first thing to do. Just for tricks. Yeah, you can see that both doors had a fairly similar amount of footfall. It looks like a fairly regular groups of people have come down here. The doors look well used, both of them.
Okay. He will try and listen to the right door to see if he hears anything. With a 24, it's a success.
Awesome. You listen in. You do not hear any speaking from either side of the doors. However, on the right-hand door, you hear the sound of kind of like some slow-moving water.
Okay. He's going to go to the left-hand door and slowly open.
Okay. It opens up into a similar looking sort of like chamber room. This one is bigger than the one back up there. This also looks like it could probably double up as like holding cells because there are fair amounts of accoutrements to hold/torture people around here. One thing you'd definitely like to take note of though is that the door itself has a big like wooden bar that could be placed across it. This big sort of beam essentially that could definitely hold several people for a fairly long amount of time.
Okay. In this place, is this the only entrance and exit that I can see it?
There is a further entrance, and it looks like there is a spiraling staircase which leads upwards on the other end of this room.
In that case, I'm going to get the big thing and get ready to shut the door and put it in place when the other stuff.
Okay, you see Mildred is kind of coming down the staircase, and Father Carmine further up the staircase is sort of like slowly backing away from this creature. Father Carmine, Mildred, what would you guys like to do?
Get the fuck up into the room. As long as that's what Father Carmine's doing.
Yeah, is there any door between, like at the bottom of the staircase? Is there a door? Is there a door that any type of portal that we can close between us and Fish Guy?
Unfortunately, this one is just an open staircase with no door to it. However, Sloan presumably is sort of shouting up the staircase that there is a door down here that you could bar. But yeah, nothing between you and him.
Okay, just in the off chance this is going to work, Father Carmine's going to take his move to kind of run and dash down the steps because he just got hit big time. Mm-hmm. And as he's going to try to like help Mildred. But before he turns, he throws a pretty large vial of holy water against the steps and against the wall to kind of splash against the area. And then he's going to move down, not knowing if that's going to help at all, but he's going to back up towards Mildred and see if he can't rush them both down the steps.
Ooh.
Awesome. Absolutely. Dashing that holy water, you hear a kind of from the creature, and the smell of almost like ozone coming from it as the steps are dashed. You and Mildred can run down the steps as you hear a kind of a clunk from beyond in the library and the shouting of German voices coming in. You can hear the kind of like clicking of rifles and automatic weapons as they are. Safeties are turned off on these things and they're cocked. There's clearly at least 3 or 4 people out there with weapons who are coming in. You guys rush down. Sloan, you're gonna throw the bar up across the doorway?
Yeah, when everyone's in secure, I need you.
Yeah. The two of you guys are going to need to roll me a... athletics isn't in this game. I keep making up skills.
Strength.
Strength. You guys need to roll me a strength to make it there in time.
Or a dex.
I'd take a dex as well.
Whichever's higher.
Is that for us to make it to the room in time?
Yes.
I'm gonna
I will
use a
spend
natural
it.
20.
I was gonna say I will use a nat 20 to get us to this room in time, as I can't stand to not be in the room in time.
I have a 30 in strength and dexterity. Because I'm old.
Oh, I'm better, but rolling like shit.
Yep. The two of you guys make it down in time. Just you hear the shouting of German voices running in, and you hear a little kind of burst of machine gun fire coming down the corridor towards you, just as Sloane slams across the beam to the door, and you enter into this room. For our viewer decision, underneath this line in chat, I would like you guys to tell me what item do they find in the castle. What item do they find in the castle? Okay, and as you run into this room, a couple of things will take or become clear to you guys, catch your eye, I suppose, as you run in here. Sweating and fleeing the sound of machine gun fire, the two group of you look around. As a quick note, Sloane, you do have your rod with you. And you will also see that there is a very interesting looking belt, which is on the table. Mildred, as a member of the Believers, this is something which immediately strikes you as recognizable as one of the items that the Believers had with them, and one of the elders would have worn. On the same table, there are the signs of dried blood.
Whoa. Okay.
Father Carmine gets nat 20. Mildred gets a wild magic surge. Thank you, Dave. Look at the
Mildred will
surge here.
tell them about the belt. Oh, I rolled it right. Yes.
Did you say there were cells in this? That there were cells, right?
There are cells down here as well. The only other exit out of here is a spiral staircase leading upwards. The other things that you guys will notice is that across these kind of like torture tables, essentially, there are signs of a lot of like recent activity and use.
Sloane's going to search the cells to see if there's anyone in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Mildred will
look
go
up
over
Mildred.
and smell.
Okay, so if Mildred is hit by a bludgeon on a natural 20, she returns to this spot, to this cell in a Nazi dungeon.
This is
Cool.
very
That is
reassuring.
super useful.
At least I know the way out.
Quickly hit me over the head.
All right. You quickly take a look into the cells. Sloane, there is an old woman in here. She looks to be malnourished, and probably looks like she's been, tortured and harmed, bruises and cuts across her skin. Say that again louder for me, Sloane.
Oh, sorry. Good afternoon.
She kind of looks up in a defeated-looking manner, like her eyes are bruised, she can barely look out of them. And she kind of speaks a question in German, which presumably you don't understand because you don't speak German. Unless you do?
No,
Yeah.
I don't. Not German. I speak I speak like 4 languages, but not German. English, Arabic, Greek, and Latin.
If I hear Sloan talking to somebody, I'd pick up the belt and go over to see who he's talking to.
Okay, she seems to be like putting up her hand in like a defensive way. If you were to take a guess, she'd be saying
Deflect her.
like please. No, she's not casting a spell. She's
Okay.
saying please no.
Sloan will put his hands up in a non-hostile way and keep a distance so that I'm not getting too close, and ask in Latin if she knows Latin.
She keeps saying kind of like 999.
I'll address her in Hyperborean. Hello there. I'm a believer. Are you a believer?
She doesn't seem to be able to respond to what you're saying. She
Okay.
doesn't. There's no flicker of recognition. She just seems to think that you guys are here to hurt her.
If I point to the belt, and does she seem to recognize it? Like, was that hers?
She's essentially non-responsive to you.
Okay.
Right now, she's kind of like turning her face away. Her hand is up. She's begging that you don't hurt her.
Okay.
By the way, all this time while this is happening, there are 3 or 4 Nazis banging on your door, and there is like machine gun fire being leveled into the door as well, which is definitely weakening this structure.
Sloan will get her. And
Yeah.
we must leave. Return to go up the stairs.
Is there anything else in the room?
There is by her like hand, she seems to be holding a picture of someone.
It's the freaking guy that shotgun blasted on the side of the road, isn't it?
It is. It is the old man that you've seen dead in the ditch.
Just tell it. I'm very sorry. Is there like a key to let her out, or is it just? Oh, actually, she's probably safer in there for when the Nazis come in if she's escaped. I feel bad, but
Is there any way further down into this area that appears to? I mean, we're not running
There's
into like
stairs up.
a box king. Okay, can we?
Stairs up.
Yeah, we need to get out. Let's get out of here.
Oh yeah, Sloan's already moving towards the stairs.
I'm gonna try to
Also,
walk and put on a band-aid onto Father Carmine.
Father Carmine used magical healing. He received 3 hit points
Oh.
back.
Well, would you like another run?
Yes.
Just kidding, you don't get one.
You,
I dropped the band-aid on the floor.
you mix, you tease. This is why I took a vow of celibacy.
So, you guys rush up the staircase as the sound of like automatic gunfire, which is probably something that you guys aren't all too familiar with. It's kind of like a rattling sound is breaking through the door. You know, bullets are chewing their way through this heavy wood. Meanwhile, you guys run up the staircase. Mr. Seth Penhollow and Luis Delgado, the two of you are heading upwards into across this staircase and across, these beautiful looking balconies, following this man Urquhart, who seems to be leading you to your meeting with Dr. Berger and Lieutenant Martin Poole. As you get closer, the sounds of a beautiful song begin to reach your ears. I would like you guys to roll me a power check. All right, then. Looks like 2 successes. Something about the song is familiar to the two of you guys. There is a kind of like the sounds of like a distant drum in there as well, which feels familiar. As you guys head up the staircase, Urquhart is kind of like humming this tune to himself as well. And you'll be walking past rows upon rows of soldiers, what look to be soldiers. These men who are wearing these sort of brownish, yellowish outfits that have guns in their hands as well. Some of them look to be wearing caps, and they look very military. If you were to guess, you would say that they were soldiers. You've probably gone past about 50 of them by the time you're getting up these various different staircases, and they appear to be on guard. And Urquhart says, these gentlemen here are, of course, the private security force of the castle. You have nothing to worry about.
Can never have too much security, right? Right, Mr. Delgado?
That's right. They are magnificent.
Urquhart
How much further?
Oh, it's not long now, not long.
Oh, good. Tired of walking.
Me too. So many stairs.
As you reach the kind of like top of the staircase, you come to one door which looks to be of wrought iron, but the iron itself looks like it moves in a similar way to a strange kind of pattern gateway that you have entered into before in the future. I would like everybody, well, both of you, to roll me a sanity check as you look at this door. It seems to swirl in strange patterns. Good ideas. In unison. That 20. So, you look at this door, but you manage to bar out most of the almost painful way that it moves, and you can't seem to follow it. Your eyes, it's painful to even try to follow. It's like if you're in a moving car and you try to really focus on objects as they go past you, it becomes more and more difficult. However, as you step in, Urquhart will show a piece of ID to several of the guards here, and with a clunk, this great iron door kind of swings itself open. Inside, there is a room, and you can see the familiar face of Dr. Berger. He is not wearing his like physician's attire that you'd have seen him in previously. He's wearing a fine, very fine tweed suit, and he is standing at his desk with a jar of whiskey in one hand and a glass in the other, and he seems to be pouring several glasses. Urquhart whispers in both of your ears, kind of like coming in between the two of you, and says, "Good luck, my friends."
Thank you, Urquhart.
Appreciate it, yes.
He shoots you a wink. Good.
Will Dr. Berger, does he look older? Does he look younger than the last time we saw him?
It's tough to say. If you were to guess, you would say he looks around the same age, but there's a variance of like 10 years in there or so. You know, he could be 10 years younger, could be 10 years older. He, in the first place, looked pretty fucking old and pretty weird. You guys know that like sanity wears pretty heavily upon the face, so like someone like Sloan, who's seen a hell of a lot, probably looks like he's 60 despite being fairly younger. Berger's got that same sort of like a heavy, seen too much expression on his face, which has aged him. But as Urquhart kind of whispers in your ears, he like pushes you into the room, and the great door of wrought iron is kind of slammed shut behind you. And you hear the kind of like spinning of like a wheel as I like turn it to lock, and a clunk, it's shut. Berger's in this room alone. You do not see any sign of Lieutenant Martin Poole.
And do we see any other exits from this room?
There is a door behind Berger, which is currently closed. In this room, there are a huge amount of curios and oddities, which you would place as being, artifacts of eldritch nature. There are also a great deal of trophies in here and awards, look like war medallions and medals. And Berger himself, even on his like tweed suit, is wearing a lot of these medals. He looks almost like a decorated war veteran. And he's like pouring this whiskey for you, and like places 2 glasses, pours one for himself as he sits down.
How full are the glasses?
Oh, they're he's poured you like a double.
Doctor, let's not be stingy. A couple more glasses for each of us.
Very well. He does as instructed, and like fills up your glasses essentially almost to the brim until you say when. He himself stays with the like same sort of glass and tinkers with it in his hand. So I have to admit it was a surprise that you are here, of all places, of all times.
And why is that, Dr. Barker?
Well, you are 2 very surprising people, are you not? We've met before, but a long time ago. Perhaps you don't remember.
Oh no, I remember you, Doctor. Tell me, how long ago was it since the last time you saw us?
It's tough to say. Where we are right now, there is no real time.
I see.
Do you have any idea?
How was
Do you
that?
have any idea of where you are? Or have you just fallen through?
Oh, I would like to think we're making an educated stumble.
I like the sound of that. Well, let me enlighten you a little bit, I suppose. This castle here, it is neither here nor there. It is in a place where everyone is safe. Time is a strange thing, is it not?
It seems to be much stranger than I once thought it was. Where is Martin? I was told Martin would be here.
You see, when you used the Necronomicon to so betray us, well, Mr. Poole, he also had his own second chance, if you will. He motions to several of the medals on him. You see, I was a decorated veteran in the war. Perhaps you have heard of it. It's the greatest war. The Second World War, they called it.
Oh, did they? Is there anything else they said about it?
Oh, yeah. As I said, a great deal. We did some very good work, but the problem was we had a weak leader. Herr Hitler. Not so good. We needed someone stronger to lead us to true victory. The victory which you have all lived. The visions of the future which you have lived in. I have seen them as well. Great blimps in the sky of flesh. Yeah?
Oh,
Huge
yes.
cities of the future with children being born perfect, as they should be. The problem with
Well, let us drink.
But quite.
He inserts, let us drink to that future, and he motions to Clink.
Yeah,
And he'll throw back his entire quad, his 4 shots of whiskey.
Oh yeah.
Seth sips his.
He has a little quaff, if you will. Has 3 wild magic surges for Sloan, by the way, from Packers. We'll get to that in a minute. He has a little quaff and says, so, then you all decided to go back in order to save the world from the future. Well, that gave us a chance to do things right a second time. Mr. Poole, he came to us, brought us here, and is going to explain to us how we can do things right a second time. To take us back, if you will, to the beginning, so that things can be done properly this time.
Excuse me, before we join in this mad, beautiful crusade, if you already won, then how can you do things right if we came from the future where victory was already assured, that's the only point of that is sticking with me.
So you see, that is where you are wrong. That future which you saw, which I too have seen, I never got to live. You see, Nuremberg was not kind upon me and many of the rest of my kin. So instead, there were false rulers in this future. Yourselves were allowed to live, where it should have been us reigning as kings.
Lewis will put a hand, just like brush barely Seth's shoulder and give him a look. It's ambiguous at best. And then he'll say, well, I like the sound of where all this is going, but I do have to correct something, an assumption that I think was made that is not quite right. You see, we did not go back into the past to stop you. We're here to work with you. Well, at least Seth and I.
Yes. The others, they don't see things the way we do.
That is true, but that will not be so much of a problem. They are being rounded up now.
Oh, good.
Are they?
I'd hoped that would happen.
Yeah. But you are both different, and we have both seen the measure of you. Mr. Penhollow, you are the keeper of the Necronomicon, and whilst you made mistakes before, perhaps this time you will do them correctly with us. Mr. Delgado, I think you have always been on the right track, but your friends led you astray, did they not?
I wouldn't say so. Sometimes, Mr. Berger, to slay the dragon, the best thing to do is to dive down its gullet and devour its heart from the inside. That is what I've been doing. Martin knows this.
Very well put, Mr. Delgado. So, in this place that we are now, once the ceremony is completed, we will go back, start again, begin the proceedings anew. Do things correctly with Herr Poole at our head, rather than Herr Hitler. We need, of course, a strong cabinet in order to achieve victory, and there are some positions open for those willing to invest in the symphony.
Well, I've already told Urquhart I'm willing to invest. I've already joined before, but I would like to also put forward Seth here, and any fees necessary, I'm happy to cover his part of things.
You're too kind, sir. You really are. I can't repay it, but...
Very well. But first, as you must be aware of, there must be some tests in order to assure ourselves that we can trust you. After all, it has been a confusing time of things, has it not? With such matters, it's difficult to know exactly which version of ourselves we are. You are willing to submit yourselves to these tests?
What kind of tests are they? I wasn't informed. I didn't prepare.
Oh, there is nothing you can truly prepare for with such things, but there are questions about what it is you desire, what it is you want to serve, what it is you want to be. Such matters. Tests of faith, if you will.
Will it be painful?
Only if you answer incorrectly.
Oh yeah, God, I don't like blood, especially my own. So I get faint.
Well, let us hope that you do not answer incorrectly, then, Mr. Penhollow.
I have nothing to hide.
Good. Then, the both of you may enter behind me.
Well, lead the way then.
No. Just you two. He gestures towards the door.
And where is
Seth kind of
Martin
glances
again?
over-
Oh, he's through there.
Does Lewis believe him? Can I psychology roll?
Yeah. That's reasonable.
I fail.
He's tough to read.
All right then. I suppose we will go see Martin Poole. And he'll give a slow nod to Seth and kind of track Seth's gaze, try to see how Seth's managing in the moment.
So yes, you can tell Seth's barely keeping it together as he's constantly glancing over at Delgado, kind of looking for, like, basically like, what's our play now? Well, what's our play now? Like, just waiting for like some signal that he hopes happens, or but he's just kind of going along with it right now. Like,
Don't worry, Seth. Everything is going to be all right. We are valuable people. All we have to do is go in there and speak the truth.
The truth, yeah. I mean, that's easy when it's but it's what you have.
That's right. Come on, Seth. We'll go together.
Yes.
just walk around the table, take one last little sip, and put the glass back down on the table.
Best of luck, gentlemen.
Thank you. And Lewis will put his glass down and move to open up the door, look through, and see what's inside.
All right. You open up the door, and it is pitch blackness in front of you.
Is there supposed to be some sort of light, or do you have a lantern? It's dark inside.
Oh. He kind of nods and goes into his desk and brings out a little flashlight. Throws it over to you.
Catches it. Thank you. Well, here we go. I hope you are satisfied. And he clicks the flashlight on, shines it inside. Does it pierce the darkness?
Not at all.
Of course. Clicks it back off, pockets it, and walks in.
Cool. All right. You step into the darkness. I'm going to cut back to our good friends who are running from Nazis as we speak. Mildred, Father Carmine, and Sloane. What are you guys doing?
I'm rolling a D10 of healing.
It's a good idea.
I feel better.
We've got some wild magic status to read out here for Tom.
Oh no.
Sloane, people often mistake Sloane for someone who gives a damn. I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, my Sloane, I don't give a damn. The next door, opened by Sloane, leads to a terrible misunderstanding. Does it now? And
Him thinking he gives a damn.
Yeah, like he gives a damn. The next person to whom Sloane speaks disappears until sunset.
Conveniently, Sloane is probably up ahead, stealthing, waiting to find a door to open.
That's what
Okay. So,
Will, I had.
go ahead.
I had a real quick question. I had other boons that went with Castor. Did they die with Castor, or did they transfer over since they were
They died of
provided? Okay.
But Castor himself
Thanks.
is like still here in our timeline, so he still has them.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you are running up the spiral staircase, Sloan. After about like 5 minutes of running up this thing with Father Carmine and Mildred following hastily in pursuit, you're still hearing the shouts of people from behind you. There is a door at the top of this staircase. It is closed.
Sloan will probably just open up the door. If he's got a load of people behind him with machine guns coming, he's not going to be stealthy about it. He's just going to open it.
Okay, you open the door and there are 5 soldiers looking at you in a fair amount of surprise, but I do have weapons out as you kind of open this door and kind of walk out as if you're one of them. They were guarding this door, so you kind of like stepped out from the door they were guarding, and they kind of look at you in like a little bit of confusion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking for the bath.
They disappear. So that's the most fucking Scooby-Doo thing. As you you step out and you speak to these guys, and then you kind of like, oh, this is the wrong place.
This was all a big misunderstanding.
Yeah, it's not just them who disappears though, Sloan, because you go with them.
Oh, mother.
Father Carmine and Mildred, you run up the staircase, just turning the corner, and there's no one there but an open door.
Where'd everybody go? I closed the door. Is
Matthew.
there a lock on the door?
There is no lock on the door from this side, yeah.
Okay, well, then I don't lock it. Maybe he ran up ahead. Ooh.
Will, we're back in the castle proper, correct?
Correct.
Are we back into the world of the gaslit lanterns and the lamps that you said were providing the light?
Right. Yeah.
Are there a couple of them close enough where he could like take them out of their sconces and throw them down the stone steps behind?
Oh, nice.
Cause
Catch
like
Just some
Catch it on
he's
flies.
fire.
gonna try to.
their oil lamps, yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna start throwing oil bombs, as many as he's got.
All right. You go ahead and do so, throwing these essentially Molotovs down the staircase. You kind of shouts and screams from above, from below rather. However, there are sounds of movements all around this castle. Clearly, they are moving to find you wherever you are.
Are there any other doorways or stairwells?
So yes, so to describe this place, you basically come out on a balcony. It's a rectangular balcony. There are a lot of different. There's like a swinging chandelier in the middle, and below you'd think that there was where the party proper below was taking place. It's not unfortunately handily swinging above all of the Nazis, but that's like the main room where it's down there.
Okay.
And there are entrances all around which lead further up. You would guess that you're somewhere in the middle of this castle.
Okay. Also, how long has it been since actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf?
Impossible to know.
Okay.
No idea where you guys are right now in time.
Oh, I just meant
your
hour.
physical.
Yeah.
Like an hour?
Okay. All right. Just one more to go, and I get a magic point back, y'all. What?
We're worthless. We're worthless.
I'm so useless. I feel so useless. Old.
We're just a priest and an old woman now.
I don't know what we're gonna do. Let's look for a stairwell. I bet he headed up. They always do these cult rituals in like a tower or something. Look for one of them.
Yeah, in all seriousness, Father Carmine is frantic to find Sloan Matthew, as he's looking all around, and it would probably, if whatever Mildred would say, he would grasp hold of it. So if she's saying to go up, he
Maybe he ran ahead.
Yes. And he's going to help her as they progress upwards or
wherever we can to go up. We don't know where to go.
Okay. You guys,
if we go down, we're going to hit the party. So
yeah.
Right. Head down and hit the party. Heading up through one of these stairwells, you can hear the sounds. You probably delayed them coming from behind you, but they're moving, crawling all over this castle right now. These
Is there
Nazi,
a path that sounds
guards.
least crawled?
Roll me a listen check.
Oh boy.
oh boy.
Let's see. Oh my god, I succeed! That's a hard success!
I succeeded at one point as well.
There is one of these staircases, which is completely silent. There's no shouts coming from it.
Let's go up that one!
I agree.
All right. You
sounds
run
awful
up to it.
sneaky. I bet he went up that way.
They're trying to clearly locate where you are at this point in time, and the kind of shouts of "Schnell, schnell!" Echo across the castle. You get to the doorway at the top of this, presumably on some kind of top level, and there is a door. It is closed.
Well, I don't think we can do anything to prepare, really, so I guess we just open it.
Before
We got
you, there is
nothing.
pitch blackness.
Oh, a door to darkness! How ironic!
La, la, la.
We
Guess
have a
we'll just
title.
go in.
I should name that show this.
I pull out the lighter I have. Does it do anything, or is it magical darkness?
Your guess would be that it was magical darkness.
Okay, I'm like, well, I guess I'll go in. Don't really think
I'll
there's
come
any
with
other
you.
way we can go. But we're here. Let's hold hands so we don't get separated.
To distract the people from following them, if it sounds like the voices are getting closer, Father Carmine will mimic by yelling out "Schnell, schnell," as if they've already cleared this top of the staircase and are schnelling elsewhere.
They're schnelling.
They schnell away into the distance.
Schnell off.
Schnell off, man. Yeah, cool. You do so. Also,
Hold hands to not get separated, because that would be a terrible thing.
Also, fun fact about Greg, his babysitter growing up was German, and Schnell is usually followed by Mach Schnell, which means super hurry up. And I heard that from about birth to a couple months ago. I'm sure. Mach Schnell! Schnell! So I have like flashbacks right now.
the Nam flashbacks hit great. All right, so you guys step into the darkness, and we're gonna go with Sloane. Sloane, you spoke to a bunch of Nazis and then you disappeared. It was super strange.
Just a bit.
Just a bit, just a little bit. But you wake up, and you're in a chair, which is a good start. You're sitting down. As your eyes pierce the gloom, this chair has straps on it to your hands and to your legs. Looking further, it's more than just a chair. It's in fact a wheelchair. It looks like something that could be, wheeled around fairly easily from behind. In front of you is a very long corridor, and it is just black. Very, very dark in here. There are rooms which lead off to either side, but all of the doors are currently closed. And you suddenly feel a kind of rolling of motion as you begin to roll and move down the corridor. And you hear a voice. "Why isn't this nice, Mr. Sloane?" Or should I say Matthew? Super quiet.
Why did? Sorry. Need to make sure it gets a bit close enough. Mr. Pruitt, I should have known. Why did you? take me out at that moment?
Well, I wanted to have a little talk, and I wanted to make sure that we could have a little family reunion. You know, it's been so long.
Not too long, Mr. Poole. Remember, you did torture me for a while.
I wouldn't like to say torture. I would say we were just speaking, conversing. There may have been a few untoward effects placed upon you, but that's all in the past, Sloan.
Talking to
and he's
you,
kind of
Mr.
behind you, rolling you along right now.
Talking to you, Mr. Poole, is torture.
Very well said. It's glad to see that your wit has not been diminished by the many, many terrors upon your mind. So,
you get used to it after a while.
Of course. I'm very sorry about that whole business with the cannibal man. Shire, he gets hungry.
And I am sure you had your fun with me, and that I would have been of no further use. Yes?
Well, no further use. That's a mean way to put it, Mr. Sloan. Yeah, you must value yourself higher than that. I certainly do.
Oh, I do. I just don't think that you do. I don't believe
you know
you hold anyone but yourself in anything other than a piece of meat to get to your goal.
You wound me, Matthew. Don't you know I have a daughter? I love her very deeply.
Yes, I remember. I remember
Family
what you did to
truly-
her as well.
Family truly is the strongest bond, wouldn't you say?
It is. Yes. Yes, I would.
Well, it warms my heart then that I could reunite you with someone you haven't seen in a very long time.
And it will be a reunion.
Yes, it will. And you're reaching close to the door at this point, and he uses the wheelchair to push open the door itself. Inside, you will see a very familiar face, that of your mother. She is an older woman at this point. She is standing in the middle of this room, which looks to be like a bedroom. And you realize with some horror that this is her bedroom from your very old house from when you were a child. You recognize many of the paintings, the mirror that she had, her beds, sheets are the same. However, the house is old and decrepit, and the corridor becomes more familiar to you now as well, as several of the doors have led to your bathroom, your own room, the kitchen. And you step into the room, you roll into the room as you see your mother. She's not quite the same as you remember her, however. She seems to be suspended from the ceiling. And you look up, as you'll see that she has strings attached to her arms, her neck, her legs, and she is being kind of strung up like a marionette to the ceiling. Her head is down at the moment, and she doesn't appear to be able to move. I would like you to take a nat 1 on this sanity check, Sloan, as you see your mother. Witnessing this will net you. Ooh, that was a lucky roll. 1 point of sanity. As you see her, and Paul kind of stops your chair right there. How long has it been, Matthew, since you've seen lovely Mrs. Summers? It was like
As he sees this, you can see his hands grip the handles of the wheelchair very tight. You can hear the nails scraping against the metal of the chair, and his eye starts twitching, and then it just stops and relaxes. And he kind of takes a deep breath. It has been a while, yes.
Quiet. Such a lovely mother. I remember her very fondly.
You do. What did you do to her?
What did I do to her? Well, he moves from behind the chair and takes the strings, which kind of come down in a bundle, so that he can like pull on several of them, and she begins to kind of like move, and she's clearly no longer alive in any real sense, but her body kind of moves as he pulls her, and he places the bundle back after a little bit of movement as he kind of watches her. And goes over to her dresser and pulls open a drawer. And he gets out this lace underwear. I think she was wearing these that night. I remember them very fondly. Folds them and puts them back.
She's dead. That's all it is. She is just a corpse.
Well, that is true. She is as dead gets. And I've killed her a few times. Very annoying woman, but that one night truly was very magical.
And the scraping of the chair gets louder and louder as his nails just start thinking. What is it that you want for?
Well, what it is that I wanted was an heir. A daughter I had, but she was no good. That didn't end up very well for me. A big disappointment, I have to say. I needed a male heir to continue on my line, and well, Grandfather Whispers was very keen on having someone to look after the Necronomicon.
I remember.
You ever wonder why you always had those voices in your head, Matthew? Well, that was because of me. Because a part of me is inside of you. You are as much mine as you are hers. And that's why you've confounded me this whole time, Sloan, because you think the same way that I do. People often mistake you and I for people who give a damn about others. We don't. We understand that there are bigger things in life, more important things. And that's why we've been dancing this dance for so long. Now's the time for me to have shown you. You are mine, and I'm yours.
No, that can't be true. I am nothing like you.
Oh, I don't know about that, Sloan. God damn it, Pruitt.
I'm sorry.
Pruitt's put in our private chat, she was a loser.
I'm gonna fucking kill you, bro! Aldra's lucky I'm not typing out what I'm saying.
You know what?
Just-
What do I have? What's my psychoanalysis? He could be BSing. Oh my god, my psychoanalysis is 1.
You could nat 20 it.
I could nat 20 it, but no. I'm not going to.
Or maybe an idea roll, Sloan.
Alright, I'll roll an idea. That is significantly better. Oh, I needed that as well. 88, but I pass.
Cool. Coming to this moment of realization for Sloane is enough to lose another 2 points of sanity. You don't see any bluff in Lieutenant Martin Pool's eyes. You would think he's telling you the truth, but he has lied in the past, I suppose. Then again, you never did know your father.
No.
What did she tell you about me?
That you died very, very.
I suppose in a way I did. She didn't even recognize me the time after, when I came to kill her after you left.
Why? Why did you kill her? What did you gain?
I suppose it was pleasurable to watch that stupid bitch die after she had used up every last use. And of course, well, we don't need her around anymore, Sloane. She was never a very good mother to you. Don't you remember how she just left you, farmed you out to the Father Carmine, Caligula, ruined your mind with that there drugs, destroyed who you were, your true identity?
She did what she thought was right. And I could not hold that against her. But,
Well, she was as dumb as she was easy.
but you know, Mr. Poole, maybe we aren't. We're different. Because just as you took pleasure from killing my mother, I am going to take pleasure killing you.
Yes. Yes. That is as it should be. There is only one true way for you to take my throne, for you to become the man who you need to be. I am not gonna just hand over the keys to the world to you, Matthew. You think that's the kind of father I am? No. You're gonna take it from me. You are going to face me, and you're gonna kill me. And if you're worthy, and if you can do that, well, then you deserve everything you're gonna get, boy. My inheritance to you will be the greatest any father has ever left behind. People will remember me, Matthew. They'll remember Lieutenant Martin Poole, the greatest father there ever was, a great man, left behind everything for his son. You are chosen by me, Matthew. Lou, she was a disappointment. But you, when you take my throne, you will have proven yourself to me. That's why I'm gonna let you and your friends go, so you can make this happen. You can make it right again. And then we will get the future that we all deserve.
I will see you soon.
Yes, you will, son. And when we have our reckoning, bring your A game. I would love to see you rule.
And he just stays down.
He comes behind you and rolls you out of this room and opens into your bedchamber, your own bedroom from as a child. Places you in there. I'll be seeing you, Matthew. I love you, son. Always have.
And Sloane actually winces mention of that, and then straightens himself up and just looks directly forward.
He closes the door. Meanwhile, we have some other friends in a bit of a bind as well. Mildred, do you walk into the
Yeah, I walk into the blackness.
Yeah, good.
Sorry.
You walk into the blackness, and you feel as all sound kind of closes in around you as you step through the darkness, searching for any form of light there. You feel Father Carmine's hand slip from yours, and as you turn around, trying to grasp for him, he's no longer there.
Street. Shit.
Luckily for you, you see a light coming up ahead. And this is the first light you've seen in a couple of minutes, so your eyes adjust to it. And the light ahead looks to be one of a something like halogen. Pretty bright.
Newfangled electricity everywhere still.
You head towards
Yes,
it?
I'll walk into the light. Yeah, I mean, I know I wallow in the darkness for the rest of my days. I walk to the light. Sorry.
At your age, Mildred.
So, check my age. I go up so bad right now. Yes, I walk into the light wheel and it's fantastic. What happens? What's next?
Good stuff. Awesome. You head towards a super cool light. It's really fun and filled with happiness.
Yay!
As you get towards the light, you feel yourself having walked into a room. In this room, there is a bed. There is a mirror in this room. There's a desk. There is a walk-in closet. And the bed has been laid, and there are roses laid over the bed. And this looks to be like a very special occasion. There's like perfume in the air. It's a very kind of romantic
sexy time
feel.
roses or funeral time roses?
Oh,
Like there's
sexy
two
time
different
roses.
floral arrangements. Okay. I want to make sure we have the right floral arrangement going on here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You step
Check the
into this,
floorboards. Any peep and toms?
The floorboards seem to be kind of like a little bit creaky, I guess. But
Okay.
there's no like crawl space underneath them.
Okay, good.
Looking behind you, the darkness is gone, and there is a door there which is being opened by a man. You recognize William Brophy as he steps into the room. Thank you, Fidel. The old man who previously you have been intimate with steps on in. He's wearing his best suit and bow tie and has a bunch of flowers in his hand.
Oh, Mildred, you're here at last. Good.
Oh, hello, Willie.
He gives you an almost
Yes.
predatory look as he hands you the flowers.
I see you expected me.
Yes. Yes. It's our anniversary after all.
Is it? Is that today?
Certainly is.
Oh, I suppose I should go powder my nose then. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go
Oh,
for the
I'm not-
door.
I'm not letting you go anywhere.
He's standing between you and the door.
Oh, don't you want me to freshen up first?
Oh no, you're just as fresh as I need you.
Oh. I see. How's Robert doing? It feels like forever since I've seen him.
Oh, well, he'll be in a moment.
Oh, will he now? So what else is in this room? You said there's like a dresser?
Mm-hmm. dresser, a mirror,
I'm
some
gonna look for
paintings?
extra yarn in the dresser.
You're wrong way of spoiling.
Okay. Look through this dresser, get something. Spot hidden. Oh well. Nope. Blood.
Yeah,
it's
you
electric
search
light.
frantically around the room. Yes, well,
I just feel so
we'll begin in just a moment.
overdressed.
Oh
Underdressed.
no, we'll soon fix that.
He looks you up
Will
and
we
down
now?
like you're a piece of meat.
Yes, well, Mr. Poole, he's arranged everything for us.
Oh, has he really? How kind of him.
Well, this is a very special room, you see. It's where Matthew was conceived.
Oh, is it now? That's not slightly weird at all in the slightest.
It's a very special room indeed. The key to all of this, his birth, Poole's son, began this whole journey.
Wait 1 minute there. Did you say that Matthew is Poole's son? Martin Poole's son?
Of course, yes. The chosen
Good
one,
heavens.
fit to rule the kingdom. For humanity has sinned. Judgment Day is coming.
Yes,
Does not
I've
the
heard that
Bible
somewhere before.
Does not the Bible say that God sent his
I'm
son
not all
down?
about that book. There's a lot of different books and a lot of different things. But anyways, that's a different discussion for a different time. What exactly are you and Robert and me supposed to be doing in this room, since it's all related to Matthew and I have, as
Well,
far as I know, no relation to Matthew?
It's our anniversary. I thought we should celebrate in style.
I see.
You
kind of
hear a
celebration?
knock on. You hear a knock on the door, and
Is there a
the
window?
door opens, and there are no windows. There's a knock on the door, and Robert Brophy wheels in on his wheelchair, dead look in his eyes,
Yep.
but a predatory, menacing grin on his face.
Mm-hmm. Why
So-
did I make such an old character?
Shall we?
Oh, well, I've seen you two before. Why don't you two go ahead? I know what you all are really into. It's okay. I don't kiss and tell.
The two of them take this as an invitation, and Willie
dear.
will lean down to his brother
Yep.
Robert, and immediately their two tongues entwine. And you'll watch as William begins to unbutton Robert's shirt and run his
Are they-
hands down his chest.
Do they seem distracted?
They certainly do.
Can I make for the door?
Roll me a stealth.
Oh, that's funny. I don't like this.
You you watch as the two of them, caught in their loving embrace, begin to undress one another as their tongues meet and wind their way down one another's throats, and you reach the door as they are caught up in
Thankfully,
this
my vision
ecstasy.
is terrible.
You hear the low, soft moans of pleasure coming from the two of them. And as they turn to look towards you, you are gone and out the
Yep.
door. You're out in the corridor and you hear a
Mildred, won't you join us?
coming from behind you. There's a long corridor before you with several different doors leading down to it.
Are any of these doors
don't.
labeled, perchance?
They are not.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I'm just gonna start booking it. I'm gonna see if I can keep an ear out one of my friends having an equally horrible predicament?
You start running down, and at the end of this corridor, you swing round the corner and almost run into Lieutenant Martin Poole, who's just closing the door on Sloane, who's in a wheelchair inside a bedroom. Oh, Mildred, did you have fun so soon?
It was a blast. I'm afraid I don't last very long these days.
Why? How fascinating. I thought you might have a nice time in there with the Brophy brothers.
Oh, very thoughtful of you. Flowers and all.
I can send you back if you like.
Oh, I just figured since I had such a great time, I would check on the other boys. See how they was doing.
Fair enough. Take this. And he goes into his jacket and hands you lacy underwear.
Oh! Thank you.
I think you like those. And he pushes you into the room with Matthew in a wheelchair. Yeah.
Oh, damn it! Oh, Matthew. I thought you were talking about the Brophy brothers for a second. I was like, dang it! No, if it's with Sloane, I'm okay. I come in holding a pair of lacy underwear. Oh, Sloane!
We're going to cut there as you are pushed in. And we'll pick up with Lewis. You step into the darkness, Lewis. And you step into the darkness and think of Coca-Cola. You walk into a room which has a cold linoleum floor. It looks almost like a hospital wing. And in this room, there is a man. He is smoking a cigarette and is wearing a suit. He's drinking a lot of whiskey as well. You recognize this figure from the vision as being one Jim Beam. Jim, you're in here. You've been expecting Mr. Delgado, and you've got a couple of tests you'd like to run him by. And out of character, this is any form of torture that you would like to put Lewis through. Jim has the ability to perform. Lewis, you step into this room and you see Jim before you.
Ah, Mr. Beam, yes. I thought you were dead.
Oh, life, death. These things are all fluid in the new world.
Well, that is the best news that I think I have heard all day. He sort of looks around the room, just kind of taking it in. Linoleum floor, bright light. Is there a door besides the door he came through?
There is not.
But there's a chair. There's a chair. Why don't you have a seat? Take a load off, Mr. Delgado. You've been on a long journey after all.
Of course, I would love to sit down. Please, as he takes a seat, he gestures. Would you like perhaps to engage in libations before we begin this test?
Oh, no, I've got to lay off. Heart condition, you know how it is. So, how long has it been since you had your last fix?
Well, it depends on what fix you're talking about. There are many vices that I enjoy.
Mm-hmm. And Jim Beam pulls out a piece of the most delicate wedge of cheese and takes a little bit of a nibble. Oh, these Germans. They got like a billion different versions of cheese. I didn't even know you could grow mold like that, you know? Takes another bite.
Oh, well, yes, actually, they gave me quite a bit of the guest cheese when I arrived, and they celebrated my entrance.
Oh, yeah. You don't seem to have any. As you look down, and there's no cheese left in your suit. There's none left.
He checks his pockets, and inwardly he thinks, "Damn it! Every time I get cheese, it turns to glass. It disappears." Well, I suppose I'll just have to find some more.
Oh. Didn't, got a few files on you, Mr. Delgado. Apparently your mother was quite the cheesemaker, wasn't she? Wasn't she?
Why, yes. Yes, my mother is a real piece of work. But I have overcome, I have risen above.
Overcome? Overcome what?
Well,
that thing that you try to leave behind?
I don't know what your files say about me, but I'm an open book. I'm happy to tell you anything you want. I am here to speak the truth, after all. My family has an odd history. My mother is also my grandmother. Do your files tell you that?
Well, I was wondering why that side of the family was a bit short. But thanks for enlightening me. So how did that make you feel, Mr. Delgado? Bit like a monster?
Oh, no, I feel fine. If I were to see my mother again, I would probably strangle her. Maybe not. Maybe I would let the past go. I don't know her very well.
Would you like to find out? He motions back. You see that door back there? What would you do if you got to get your hands on your mother one last time? So good.
Glances down at the cheese, trying not to look like he wants some of that. Well, to be honest, I don't know what I would do.
You want let's find out. He takes like a bite and then throws the rest of it across the room. You wanna? Maybe she's got some cheese on her. You wanna go find out? Would you?
Of course. I would love to have a family reunion.
I would too. Be a nice addition to the file.
Well, should I then?
Oh, by all means, by all means. And Beam steps to the side, stepping on the cheese, as he motions to let Lewis go by.
Well, I suppose I'll get on with this then. Good to see you.
I said hi. It was great to see you as well. For real this time.
He hesitates for a minute, then turns and swings open the door.
Hey. You enter into a muggy swamp. The sounds of swamp creatures and life, the ribbiting of frogs and the like, and that heavy, muggy heat hits you as you step in, and your foot immediately falls through into this hot and heavy, muggy water. As you pull your foot out, removing all the mud and water, you see before you that there is a small hut. It looks like it's been made out of wood and filled with like moss and all sorts of dangling like fetishes and symbols.
He recognizes this hut.
Absolutely.
Louisiana. Nothing smells quite like you. You'll wade slowly through the swamp. And he'll pull his shotgun out. He's make sure it's loaded, make sure it's ready. There are gators in the swamp, other things. And he will wade his suit getting just really gross as he goes through towards the hut.
Nice. As you step through towards the hut itself, it's a fairly perilous trek, even just a few minutes walk through this thing. You reach the door to the hut, and inside you can hear the kind of bubbling of something on, like the pots. There's some kind of like stew probably brewing, real kind of bubbling sound pouring up.
Steels himself and then calls out as he starts to climb out of the muck and towards the door of the hut. "Oh, Mother, your baby boy is home."
You hear a from inside, and the door creaks open, and you see your mother. She is a huge, hulking woman, perhaps larger than any person should have any real right to be. She is the quintessential, swamp witch, with huge kind of jowls pouring down across her. There's like so much loose skin and fat pouring from her, and she reeks as you smell her. Immediately, the waft of like old cheese drifts down upon you.
Yes? Oh, son. You're back.
I suppose I am, in a fashion, if we are actually even here right now. But here we are.
Yes. Well said.
So,
Come on in, won't you?
absolutely.
She lets you into her room.
Yeah, he'll squeeze past her, trying to avoid contact, and push in through the door.
Yeah. She throws herself down in the room on this mighty oaken chair, which looks like it can just about hold her weight. Similarly, she offers you a chair in this room, which is filled with like this bubbling brew is on in this large, cauldron, truly a witch's cauldron, and fetishes hang around here. The smell is almost impossible to stand.
Well, here I am, so... How are you, Mother? How's it living here?
I'm well, thank you for asking. Nobody ever asks. No one comes by anymore, you see.
Yes, well, I'm a busy man with many responsibilities, and I don't much care for you, to be honest.
But I am who made you. And you owe a lot to me, Louis.
Oh, I know. A deal is a deal.
Are you sure you're not over your head?
His game face slips for a second as he tries to will himself to be honest, because that's what he's here to be. I might be, but sometimes the only way out is through.
Well said. But I do worry about you, Louis. You see, there are many little birds that I have who I look after. You're just one of them. Happen to be my son. So I look out for you wherever I can. Right now, I'm worried for you. Those men back there are not very good men.
Well, neither am I, so our company is fine.
Perhaps. What of the others, then? They seem to be less than useful. That one you drag
mean-
around. Penhollow.
Penhollow. Well, he has proved useful now and then, and I see potential in him if he can man up.
Quite. Something tells me that he won't.
You're probably right, but I'm willing to see how it plays out.
Very well. Don't forget your old mum now, will you?
I wish I could, but I won't.
Well, your gifts lie upon you, and you are welcome for them.
Oh, I am grateful for all that I have been given in this life, and I hope it will continue to be a long life.
As do I. If you ever want out, all you need do is tell me. There are others of mine who you could travel with. Some of them I think you'd really like. Lots of whiskey. Heavy on the Catholicism.
No. I'm very happy working for the symphony. They value me, and we have the same goals.
Very well. But you should know, then, that Sloane, Matthew, he is Poole's son, as much as you are mine.
Is that right? Martin never told me.
He hides many things, does that one?
Yes, I do know that. Well, that is interesting.
It is worrying for you, Lewis, for there is only one that Poole would see rule in his stead, and that is his flesh and blood, not yours.
Oh, I don't need to rule. That is a lot of responsibility, and I'm not so sure that I'm cut out for the work.
You would be fine serving under Sloane.
Well, not Sloane as he is now. The man's insufferable. But he could change.
Perhaps. We shall see if he is his father's son. If he has what it takes. Position yourself well with him. For if he does rule, then you will have power too. And so will I.
And what of you, Mother? Where do you fall in all of this? Since we're being
I'm
candid.
impartial. Watcher by. My hat goes here and there. I go with it. I see what happens in this world, and I watch it. I have players in the game, such as yourself, who have a vested interest in performing well.
Well, I think this has been quite long enough. I don't really need to stay here. I believe that I'll be on my way now, and I hope I never see you again.
Oh, you will, son. You will see me again when the end comes for you, and then Mother will look after her little boy again.
We'll see about that in time.
Now come and give Mommy a kiss.
Absolutely not.
If you ever want to stop by again, you know where to find me. Just call out my name, Baba Yaga, and I'll come running.
Very well, I will keep that in mind for when I have absolutely no other options.
Be seeing you, son.
And she gestures towards the door.
Dips his hat and he almost like darts out of there as soon as he feels like he can move on from this vision or whatever it is. Doesn't look back.
All right. The vision fades away. And we head with Seth Penhollow. Seth, you step into the darkness behind Lewis. And it's not long before you see a light coming up in front of you and a doorway. The door is slightly ajar. And as you open it and step towards it, you see the figure of Jack. Jack Daniels, a agent who you've become familiar with. And he's smoking a cigarette right now, and he's got a drink in his hand. He's sitting in a chair. There's a door behind him, and there's another chair open for you.
Mr. Penhollow.
Hello? Yes. I'm Seth Penhollow. You're
Good.
Jack?
Yeah, I'm Agent Jack. Jack Daniels. Come on in. Don't worry. Don't be uptight. Come on. This ain't gonna hurt.
Of course. Oh, why would it? They only said it would. Yeah, sure.
And Seth moves up and very gingerly sits in the chair, like right at the edge of it, clutching his bag.
So, you're here because you want to join the symphony, join the movement. Am I right?
Well, it's yes. That's exactly what I want. It's the winning side. I've already been at the end when judgment came.
Well, that's what we're here to determine. We're here to figure out if you're a winner. Do you feel like a winner?
Well, honestly, sir, I've never really felt like a winner. That's why I want to be part of the symphony, so that I can, so I know what it's like.
Yeah. That's good thinking. That's good thinking, Seth.
Right.
Because the symphony is all about transformation. We want to transform you. Do you want to be transformed, Seth?
Yes, I do. I want to feel strong. I want power. I had it in my hand, but I was only allowed to take care of it.
Tell me, Seth, if you're going to be strong, the first thing you got to be is capable of conquering your fears. What is it that you fear the most? Now take a moment, look deep inside, because I'll know if you're lying. and then it's gonna hurt.
Insignificance. To be just a footnote in history. I've read so many that I've forgotten. I don't want to be forgotten. I want a chapter. I want a book. For me.
Good answer. Good answer. I like it. So, I want to show you a couple of things. I think you're going to really learn a lot about yourself. And learning about yourself, well, that's his first step to empowerment. You willing?
Read that. Yes, sir. Whatever it takes.
See that door over there? I want you to go through it. You're gonna move into a room that is very familiar to you. You know this place. I want you to leave that place. And when you do, you're gonna face your fear. You come out the other side, you're honest. We'll see. We'll see if you got the right stuff.
Oh, okay. I'll do my best.
And Seth will push himself to his feet and with as much bravery as he can muster, walk straight and tall to the door.
So you open the door,
And
you enter into a space which is immediately familiar to you. It's your old bookstore on Rhode Island. And around you are all of your antique books and collections. In fact, describe to me what this room would look like from Seth.
It's a very, very narrow, very tall bookstore. It would be almost 2 stories, except there is only one. It's about a 50-foot tall ceiling. Both sides are lined with books as far back as to the back of the store. It only has a very small little area up front where the register is, or a small chair. At the very back, there's a very narrow couch for people to read, but it's old wood. The shelves have not been repaired properly in quite some time. Certain ones are propped up with either taller books that aren't worth as much, things like that. Like he's kept the shelves up as best he could, but it's lined with various works of all values.
On the sofa, as you look over, and it once again in this very familiar and comforting space, there is perhaps the most beautiful woman that you've ever seen, and she is on the sofa. She has got this long locks of silver hair which come down around her. She's wearing this fur coat, which is clearly very in fashion and probably very expensive as well. She's got a purse over her shoulder, and she seems to be reading through one of the books, and she looks up with a smile when she sees you. Why? Are you the owner of this here store?
That I am, ma'am. What can I help you with today?
Why, you must then be Mr. Seth Penhollow, is that right?
Oh, of course. I apologize, ma'am. You
No, not
startled
to
me.
apologize. This is amazing. I never hoped to have met you. I came by and I thought, well, maybe you'd have an intern or someone else working here. You must be such a busy man, Mr. Penhollow.
Well, I am, but I like to make time for my customers. I like one-on-one service. What is your name, if I might ask, ma'am?
Oh, they call me Gracie Lou. I'm a big fan of yours, Mr. Penhollow. Do you think you could sign something for me?
Sign something? Well, of course. What do you have? he'll approach.
Well, this is my copy here of the Esoteric Arts of the Believers. It's a first edition. I'm a bit of a collector myself.
Oh, it's beautiful. He'll kind of look it over, flip through it. But why do you want me to sign it?
You're Mr. Penhollow. You've written the books, literally, on opening the public's eye to the arcane and the occult. You're the single most influential writer of the past 100 years, as far as I'm concerned. You don't have to. I understand. You must get fans in here all the time asking for your signature. Must raise the value of these books. I'm not looking to sell it on. I just want it for my own collection.
Of course. And Seth kind of like narrows his eyes at that and flips through it again and kind of goes to the, like the flyleaf at the front and then the title page.
Yeah, the book reads The Esoteric Arts of the Believers. It's like a first edition. You recognize this one from having been on your shelves. And, the price tag on this is several hundreds, dollars. It's a fairly remarkable piece. Oh, of course, I'll pay for it before you sign it. I can pay extra if you want, Mr. Penhollow. Money really is no barrier.
Of course. I mean, I've known many like you.
I wanted to come in before the press conference, before your reading.
Of the press. Yes, of course.
Well, they're all waiting outside, Mr. Penhollow. Look, and she gestures outside the window, and you see there's like a clamoring crowd of maybe like a couple of hundred people out there, and there's like a pedestal, which looks like a podium rather, where someone could speak from. I bet you get blasted by the paparazzi all the time.
Yes. Others that want to take what I have.
Is everything all right, Seth?
Still.
Can I call you Seth?
Yes. Please. Mr. Penhollow is fine.
Of course.
He looks outside, looks at her again, narrowing his eyes.
Why are you really here?
I'm here to buy a book, and I wanted to see you, Mr. Penhollow.
You want to take my books, don't you?
Well, I wouldn't ever dream of taking your books, Mr. Penhollow. I'm purchasing this one. Look, and she goes into her purse and flashes some cash.
You think it's that easy? I've seen your kind. You just throw cash around and you get whatever you want.
No, I'm a collector as well, Mr. Penhollow. Please, I can do checks as well if you prefer. My father's very rich. I'm sure any amount of money.
I'm sure he is. They always are, aren't they? Funny. You should say that. I bet there's one piece here that you probably couldn't afford.
He goes over to a pedestal and pulls off a copy of The Art of War.
This is my finest piece. This is my favorite book to read. It lets me know where I stand on things.
He'll open it up and flip through a few pages.
Looks like a mighty fine book.
It is. Especially this chapter here near the end. Please look.
Oh. And he opens the book up to her and is holding a derringer.
Oh, why? Mr. Penhollow, please. I think there must have been some kind of misunderstanding here. Are you feeling quite well? You look a little pasty. Is everything all right?
I think there was a misunderstanding. I don't want this. I don't want any of this. And he
pulls the trigger, cocks the hammer back, and pulls the trigger again.
You shoot her first in the chest, second one goes through her temple, and she falls down dead on the floor.
And Seth puts the gun back in the book, closes it, puts it back on the pedestal. These are my books. These are mine.
For murdering Gracie Lou, you lose 6 points. 6 points of sanity for Seth. Temporary insanity is that you'll never let anyone get their hands on your books. These are your books, and no one else is going to have them. As you sit and clutch your books, scene fades away for... in fact, as you sit and clutch your books, the door will open. The clamoring crowd are held at bay, and you'll watch as Lieutenant Martin Poole steps in with a slow... Wow, Mr. Penhollow, that was quite the performance. Thank you very much. Oh, look at her. You shot her twice. Oh, wow, you really got her right there, right in the forehead. Well, that dumb bitch really deserved it, didn't she? She trying to take your books?
They always do. Are you here to pass judgment?
Well, I suppose you could say that. I'm here to get you out of this whole debacle, Mr. Penhollow. You have passed the test, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Poole.
Most welcome. Man, I don't even remember that woman's name. You just damn shot her right there. Whew, quite the shot, Mr. Penhollow. Quite the shot indeed. You will do well with us, my friend. Now, tell me, what is it that you would like?
I want power. I want knowledge. But I want it. I don't want to care for it. I don't want to dust it. I don't want to rearrange it according to some system passed down for fucking idiots who don't know their way around places such as this. I want power.
Mr. Penhollow, I can give you that. Most people, they don't understand, do they? And I don't need a fucking librarian. I need a man of power. I need you. You know what would make you feel better right now, Mr. Penhollow? Those fucking mongrels on your doorstep. Trying to get in. Trying to get what's yours. Clawing at the power that you rightfully deserve. Here. He hands you a machine gun from inside his jacket. Give him hell, boy.
And Seth will look at it, kind of unsure of how it works.
Is it ready? It's ready to shoot, yes?
Don't you dare, Mr. Penhollow. You don't want to try that.
What?
Kind of looks at the barrel, looks outside.
They're ready to be slaughtered, Mr. Penhollow. They're animals
That they
out
are.
there.
That they are.
And Seth will slowly walk towards the door, approaching it, reaching the door. And then he slowly looks back over his shoulder, giving one last forlorn look at all of his books.
Well, it's a shame I won't be around to clean them.
And he lowers the gun at Martin Poole and pulls the trigger and just begins unloading the clip.
You watch as the bullets fly into his body, and they ping off against him. Mr. Penhollow, you really think I was going to give you a loaded machine gun? Too easy. Those were dirts, by the way.
Obviously.
Come here, Seth. Come to Daddy. And he reaches out a finger towards you, and you feel yourself being pulled in closer towards him. So close that you're almost right in front of him. He leans in and whispers into your ear. You're never gonna see these books again, Seth. You're never gonna be anything. No one will remember you. Because I write history. And you won't be in it at all. Now, my son needs you. Let's go look after him. And when I see you again, I will break you.
At least I'll be my own man when you do.
Spit in his face.
Oh, but afterwards, you'll be mine. The Brophy brothers, they are very hungry. Any kind of flesh. Dead, alive, it matters not to them. Your body here, well, I think they could have some fun with you. Be seeing you, Mr. Penhollow. You disappoint me for the last time. And the scene fades away. We pick up Father Carmine. Father Carmine, you're in a room full of darkness, and Mildred's hand slips away from yours. She leads away, and you reach out to grab her, but she's no longer there. As you continue to move your way through the darkness, you'll see the low light of candles coming up before you. There's about 10 or so candles lighting the way.
Matthew? Matthew?
As you get closer to the candles and call out for your son, you hear the sounds of a chorus of voices getting louder in song, in a prayer that you remember, one prayer that you would have taught the boys at the school. And you head on in to this church which opens up before you, and you recognize it intimately as being the church, a cathedral that you were in actually not so long ago, having encountered an explosion there only recently. But here it is all as well, and the boys are kind of lined up and finishing their chorus. There's about 30 of them in here, and they kind of turn to look at you as they finish their song. You recognize your sons here.
Matthew. Charlie Castor. Where am I?
Young Matthew speaks and says, "We're back home, Father. I'm not sure for how long."
Boy. It's good to see you young, and it's good to see you all young.
This is the way that you remember us.
You are my boys, and always will be.
We miss you greatly, Father. Is everything going to be all right?
It will be. It will be.
All of us died.
Matthew is still alive.
Part of me.
But the rest of you, yes.
We trusted you, Father.
I know.
Maybe we were wrong too.
I
There's a
failed you
woman
all.
here. He says, there's a woman here. She's been looking after us. Wherever we are.
What woman?
She has a strange voice. But she believes as well. She's been helping us. She says she's getting ready to help you.
Who is this woman?
Name's Nancy. She's very kind.
Good. You are not alone then.
Not really, no. And we have each other here. There's some power here that we have left. That she's helped us to learn. We can help you. If ever you need it, but if we do it, then we'll be gone forever. Truly gone.
Where?
I
Heaven?
I don't know. I'm not sure if this is heaven. But I know that we'll be going somewhere. She said it's far away. And that we won't see each other anymore. Won't be able to talk like this.
But you'll be with her, you'll be safe?
Not sure. I just know that this isn't the end yet. But when it comes to it, it will be. Not sure if it's peace or rest that we'll find. But she said at least it's an end.
I do not want to hurt you any further.
All due respect, Father, I don't think you can. Any more than you already have.
I did not mean it, Matthew. I meant none of this.
We know. It's Paul. He did this to us, really.
I cannot stop him. He is beyond me.
Yes. But she has told us that I am his son.
What? It's not true.
I've seen it, Father. It is.
It is not true. I don't care what science says. You are my son. And always will be. Do you understand that, Matthew?
I do. You should know then. On the 10th day, the last day, the final plague, the death of a firstborn son is what comes.
I know.
then you will
I
need to
know.
do the impossible. We are to stop him.
I need strength. I don't have it. The companions that I was given, the ones that have betrayed you and betrayed Jolly, Castaway, we don't have the strength. This woman, this Nancy, she has to help us. But I will not put you at risk and send you someplace worse than a purgatory. I will give myself so that they may have a chance.
That's not... That won't be enough. It has to be me. I am the firstborn.
No.
Son of Paul and of you. But she will help. But we will be there to help at the end. You won't have to do this alone.
Matthew, I will not let anything happen to you again. You are my first and last son.
And you have to let me go. Or else he wins.
I need God. I need God.
You'll find him. Or he'll find you. And he kind of takes your hand. I love you, Father. You're the strongest man I've ever known. Without you, I would not be who I am. You have to do this. You have to set me and the rest of the boys free, at last. For the first time.
I don't know if I can.
Then we'll have to wait and see. And have faith. We'll be here praying.
He says to the whole crowd,
I love you boys. With all of my faith, all of my heart, all of my soul. I did not truly know of God until he brought you to me. I am sorry.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode of Doors to Darkness. Whew. All right. Whew. That was an episode, my friends. That was an episode. Well, that's all we've got time for tonight here on Call of Cthulhu. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it tonight. If you did, let us know there in chat. And, oh boy, we've got 3 more episodes left of Doors to Darkness until we hit our end. It's getting closer. I can sense it. And Judgment Day is definitely coming, my friends. If you enjoyed the show, of course, hit the follow button if you haven't yet. The amount of exclamation point wills today has been incredible. Guys, what an episode. Fucking awesome. Stick around. We've got Warhammer Beneath Dark Bowels coming up in just a few minutes' time here. So the action is not stopping. But let's go around the cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Tom, huge episode tonight. How was that?
Well, that was a very light-hearted episode, wasn't it? You know? Bloody hell. I mean, there's some top quality role-playing, storytelling. This was a fantastic episode. Absolutely fantastic. You're gross, Will. You're freaking gross.
Thank you.
You have an unnatural talent of making just... Ugh. And Martin Poole is simply the greatest and worst villain of all time in all friggin' literature, media, for everything. No one's got even close to him. He is just... Words can't describe how much he sucks. And I can't wait. I can't wait for next few episodes, because you might actually start to see another side to Sloane as well. Now that he's discovered another side to Sloane might come out. But yes, I am Redundant UK. I stream on Twitch at Redundant UK. I'm also on Twitter, Redundant_UK. And I'm also chilling out in the Encounter Roleplay chat and the Encounter Roleplay Discord. I chill out a bit more in that nowadays. So yeah. Oh, I also go on larpbook.com for anything to do with LARPing, live action roleplaying. Go check it out. I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Absolutely, and definitely come and hang out in the Discord with us. I've been chatting about theories and explanations and stuff like that, so Discord's a great place to chat to the cast about the game. But Greg, how you feeling, man?
Oh, I'm great, man. Love it. Listen, I don't ask for much in this crazy mixed up world, but I'm putting this out into the ether. I'm putting this into the ear of Will. I want him dead this season. I don't ask for that much. I want him dead. Niedermeyer, dead. I want him dead. I don't care who kills him. I don't care who comes back and kills him. I don't care if chat kills him. I don't care if he just kills himself. I don't care what happens. I'm done with him. I'm done with telephones. I'm done with picking up fucking telephones that aren't plugged in. And this asshole is on the other line sounding like he's from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm fucking done with it. I'm done. I'm done with him. That's my request. I'm this fucking guy I'm done with. And I'm fucking done with the Brophy brothers too, for completely different reasons. But fucking Poole needs to die. And that's it. Jack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. Join me on Twitter so we could talk about how Martin Poole needs to die. That's it.
Amazing. Yep, do it. Lindy.
Hi.
Same question.
Will, you have a question? What?
No. A good episode, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think I've ever been more mad in a Call of Cthulhu game, and I'm pretty sure that hits like the top 10 like most mad Lindy has ever been in her lifetime experiences. I was like, my blood pressure I'm actually glad I'm not 86 years old, because I'd be on the floor dead right now. Like that's how mad I was. But no, I'm with Greg. I'm 100% with Greg. Preach into the choir, Greg. He needs to, I cut his throat. As Vashka, he fell into the pits of hell. He needs to die and then stay in that state permanently. Not undead, not dead, not time-wime, wibbly-wobbly fucking bullshit. No, he needs to. The end. But yeah, no, it was a great episode. I'm gonna have to like take a cold shower after this and just let the rage flow out down the drain. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for next week. Also, still astonished Mildred's still alive. I made her, it's like, she's gonna live 3 episodes. No, here we are. I'm just like, hobble away quickly from everything. But when I'm not hobbling away quickly from everything, or somewhat quickly, you can find me online at Laugh Love Lindy, where I'm usually much more chill on Twitch and Twitter, doing all sorts of Call of Cthulhu, Dungeons and Dragons, Firefly RPGs. My schedule's posted on my Twitter. If it's pinned to the top, you should look there. I don't even know what I do right now. It's just But yeah, I'm gonna be at Gen Con next week. It's awesome. If you're at Gen Con, you should find me and say hi. I'm thinking about dressing up as Mildred one day, so can't miss me.
Awesome, great stuff. And Don, same questions.
Yeah, I love this episode. I liked, I love just kind of sitting back and watching everybody do their thing. Everybody in this cast is so great, and seeing people's backstories, learning more about their characters, watching the most nightmarish things that could possibly happen come to life, especially in the case of Mildred. Yeah, and we the entire time just went deeper and deeper into a Nazi castle. That's an episode of Cthulhu, and I'm gonna go relax now and enjoy a couple of hours. Maybe I'll take a nap. Maybe I won't take a nap. Maybe I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna go. You can find me on Twitter. I'm at Donathan Fry. I play other games. I do other stuff. I will also be at Gen Con, so if you see me, please say hello. I would love to say hello back.
Great stuff. And last but not least, Pruitt.
Well, if there is ever a way to start a 9-hour marathon of gaming, it is with what we just did just now. Because now I get to relax with some Warhammer and really get that catharsis out. Playing a coward doesn't really give you a lot. But today,
Brave.
Seth, who has spent his entire life trying to find his spine and his balls, he found his balls a little bit, and even though it was an illusion, he knew what it was. He at least for one bright and shining moment said, "You know what? Fuck you," and actually stuck with it. So I absolutely love this game. I love playing this character. It has been such a weird experience playing a guy that just wants to run away from everything, and so I can't wait to see where he runs to in these last 3 episodes, especially considering he has almost no sanity left to him. But I am Pruitt. I'm one half of WebDM. We have videos every Wednesday. I got my game on Tuesday. Send in your clips to PowerScore RPG blog, and we will get them on RPGN on Sunday. I'm sure there's something from today that could possibly make it on the show to make everyone want to vomit. And so yeah. And I can't wait for the big thing on Saturday, the meat grinder. So we'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, until next Wednesday, y'all take it easy.
Absolutely. Well, my friends, same time next week for more Doors to Darkness. If you haven't caught up on a series, go and check out the YouTube channel. If you want Paul to die, you can tweet at us with the hashtag Paul must die, or you can chat with us in the Encounter Roleplay Discord about ways and methods in which to truly kill Pool, because I've got a couple of ideas about that. Let me have a chat. But I'll see you guys in just a few minutes' time for Warhammer Beneath Dark Bowels. Until then, try not to roll too many nat ones, because Pool wants to be there laughing at you when you die. Good night, everyone. Also, he slept with your mum. Bye.